So yeah, I canceled my Galaxy S23 Ultra pre-order for something else. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sick Eric Tech. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion. Now this device did come out quite some time ago, but this recent color that they have a collaboration with Pantone just recently came out, and this is the Viva Magenta bundle. Picked this up off of Motorola's website for I think a pretty decent price for what you're getting in here. And yes, I did cancel my Galaxy S23 Ultra and I put my money somewhere else. So we're gonna take a look at the device and then run through some of the settings. So go ahead and subscribe while you're here and click that bell icon, that way we get notified on future videos just like the one you're about to watch today. So Motorola did this collaboration with Pantone, which apparently is some color designer that collaborates with companies as far as their branding and stuff. And apparently Viva Magenta was the color of 2023. First and foremost, up top, you're gonna get all of your Motorola paperwork, booklets and stuff for your Motorola. You're going to get your SIM ejector tool, and you get a case in the box. Really nice that you get a freaking case in the box. That's really good. Samsung, Apple, whatever. So we're gonna put that aside. We're gonna get the phone out. Now everything in this box is made out of recycled box, recycled cardboard, paper, and even the wax paper on the phone. Put that aside. And then I guess look at this. You get a charger in the box, guys. Samsung, Apple, eat your heart out. This is a 68 watt fast charger. You get this in the box, guys. Come on. You also get your earbuds, which is a nice touch. This is the bundle, and these are the Viva Magenta Motorola earbuds. Apparently these are noise canceling, and they do have that sort of a red tint to it, a little bit of a clear plastic on them as well. And here's a closer look at the buds themselves. So I'm excited to see how these sound. They look pretty good, and they are going to be noise canceling, so that is pretty nice. As far as the specs go, they did not show any specs for these, so I'm gonna have to look that up. Put that aside. Over here you are going to get, I believe it is your USB Type-C charging cable, USB Type-C to USB Type-C, and then you get your earbud tips over here, and you get your large and your small earbuds tips. The ones that are installed on the earbuds are going to be your medium. The case over there. So now we're going to take a look at the actual phone. Now this is, like I said, a collaboration with Pantone, and apparently this was a nice color that everyone picked, and it is color of the year. And oh my lord, this thing looks amazing. This is a nice color. No, I do like it when phones come out with different colors. It makes it fun, it makes it interesting, and definitely a lot nicer when it comes down to different types of colors and everything. The only thing I could have done with that is this sticker at the bottom, or this Pantone thing. Now I don't know if this is removable or not. I'm not going to try to take this off or anything, but they could have done without that. But still, taking a look at the design of the phone, Motorola has definitely stepped things up when it comes down to designing their smartphones. And taking a look at the actual device, you get your speaker grill at the bottom, microphone, USB Type-C, your SIM tray. Left hand side you get nothing. Up top you get your Dolby ATMOS branding and another microphone. And then on this side, on the right hand side, you get your power button, which has a little bit of a texture, and your volume rocker, which also has a little bit of a separation right there. We're going to go ahead and power it on, and you do also get a pre-installed screen protector, if you guys could see that right there. So very nice on this. Really loving the design of this device. So going on over some of the specs. Hello Moto. So there we go. We're gonna go ahead and set it up in just a minute. So going over the specs of this, as far as the specs, it is considered a flagship. It's got a flagship processor, but from like a year ago, it's got the Snapdragon 888 Plus, and I'm happy with that. That was a good chipset, and it's currently running Android 12. You get the Adreno 660 GPU. It's got 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage, guys. No micro SD card, but with those specs, I'm happy with 256. As far as the cameras go, you get a 50 megapixel main sensor, aperture of f1.8. You get a 13 megapixel ultra wide, aperture of f2.2, and yes, you do get a 2 megapixel depth sensor, aperture of 2.4. You can record all the way up to 8K 30 frames per second on the rear, so that is fantastic news. Front facing camera, 32 megapixels, aperture 2.5, and you can record all the way up to 4K 30 frames per second. So always love to see that when it comes down to video recording. So as far as a quick comparison, here is the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion compared to the Motorola Edge. So very similar in size. This is the Motorola Edge 2022. The bezels on the Fusion just a little bit thinner than the Edge 2022, as you can see, but almost similar. This has a flat display. This has a curved display. So I'm going to go ahead and set everything up and then dive into the phone, and we'll be right back. Alright, so going into some of the setup, it does have an in-display fingerprint sensor. Let's go ahead and set that up. And you do have a screen protector on there, so let's go ahead and set this up. And you're gonna touch and lift, and you're gonna hold down just for a little bit. Let's see how long this takes to set up. So the haptics on here seem to be pretty good. A little bit solid, not too bad when it comes down to the haptics. We're gonna add another finger, and so far seems to be going pretty quick. And then we'll test out that fingerprint sensor in just a little bit. Now you do have face unlock as well, so that is always some great news. And I really do love that they give you a screen protector already put on here. So let's go ahead and hit done, and then continue setup. Checking all your Google stuff, of course. Now here we could go ahead and choose our theme. So we're going to choose a dark theme, and then you're all set and done. And so far the wallpaper and everything seems to be matching the Viva Magenta color on here, and everything actually looks pretty good, and it does look like a Google Pixel. I really do like this design. When it comes down to the aesthetics and the software, as you can see, everything does look pretty much almost the same when it comes down to your toggles. Everything is going through the setup. So like I said, as far as charging, you do not get any wireless charging, which is kind of weird. The Motorola Edge 2022 is about the same price, maybe cheaper, and that has wireless charging. So I'm a little interested on why they left out wireless charging on here. It's not because of the back, because wireless charging should be able to work on a plastic back like this, but other than that, you get 68-watt fast charging right out of the box with the charger, in-display fingerprint sensor, Bluetooth 5.2, and this is available in different colors, as a Neptune blue and a cosmic gray as well as far as colors go. And this is the Viva Magenta special edition. So as far as the display goes, you get a 6.55 inch P-OLED with 1 billion colors, 144 hertz. So that is crazy that Motorola does stuff like that. I really do love Motorola's displays. So far they've been doing pretty good with the refresh rate and everything. Now as far as colors, you do have natural and saturated. You could adjust the color temperature on there. Display refresh rate is on auto out of the box. You can set it to 60 or 144 hertz. We're going to keep that on there. You get your flicker prevention as well. You also get your peak display, which sadly no always on display. So when you have your phone on the table and you move it around, it should bring up the peak display and any notifications you have on there. You can turn this little animation off if you want to. So taking a look at that fingerprint sensor, boom, pretty quick when it comes down to the fingerprint sensor. You just pick up your phone and that is pretty darn fast right there. So really nice to see. Now, as far as the peak display goes, let's go ahead and go to settings. And we're gonna click off on that animated background, and you can display your clock. You get a analog and you get digital. So let's go ahead and click the digital and then done. And it'll wake the display, use gestures to wake your display. So everything is pretty much set up on there. Let's go into gestures. So when you go into system, you're gonna find your gestures right here. And then to wake display, use gestures, system navigation. Let's go ahead and click gesture navigation. And you can tweak that if you want to make it a little bit more responsive. And then as far as media controls, you get all your media controls on your peak display. So if you're playing music or something, it will show the complete artwork on your always on display or your peak display. Now this does have Dolby Atmos, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and go into sound and vibration. And you do get Dolby Atmos, so that's going to be really cool when you're listening to music. And then you hit done. And then as far as settings go, you get smart audio, music, movie, game, podcast, and custom. And you can tweak each one of these with its own equalizer if you want to better enhance your music. You get Crystal Talk AI, reduce background noise to highlight human voices, so that's really cool. As far as your ringtones go, so far speakers seem pretty good when it comes down to that. And as far as storage, you get 256 gigabytes, which 20 gigabytes is being used for your system. So excellent news on that front. Now let's go ahead and go into security and set up face unlock. And then go align. And face unlock is set. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. And boom, face unlock works very nicely. So very excited about the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion. Loving this color. It looks freaking fantastic. I love the way it back feels, and I love the design of this camera. I could have done without that depth sensor and the sticker at the bottom. Definitely could have done without that, but it is what it is, and it looks really good. So stay tuned for some more videos on this device. I will be comparing it to other devices as well. And let's go ahead and take a look how this case looks on the device. So it is a pretty basic slim case for the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion, but it will provide some protection so you don't scratch that back. And this is how it looks with the case. The sides are open, so you still can feel the device on the sides. So actually it looks really good, and you are protected right out of the box with that case and the pre-installed screen protector. You get some nice camera protection on there as well, and a little bit of a lip for your display, not much. So if you want to sit on the table, there's a little bit of a protection going along the top and the bottom with this case. Now, one of the last things I did forget to mention about this is that you do also get all your Motorola stuff, all the goodies in here for personalization. You could personalize your layout for your home screen. You could do so much when it comes down to layout on here. You could change your fonts, your sounds, your display size. You could customize all of that. You customize your colors to either match your wallpaper. You get a whole bunch of different wallpaper choices as far as matching everything to your theme. You could change that on here as well. And then you also do get your typical Motorola stuff for the chop for the flashlight. And then you could also do your swivel for your camera. swipe, twist again, and then you could switch the camera on there. So very nice when it comes down to all of the Motorola goodies on here. And here we go for video. Let's go and turn that around. You got your video, photo, portrait, pro, and then you get cutout, spot color, night vision, whole bunch of different stuff. Stay tuned to the channel. I will be doing a full camera review on the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion. And then you also have your gestures, which I already talked about, your quick launches, your fast flashlight, 3-finger screenshot, lift to unlock. So if you want to lift the phone and look at the screen to unlock it, flip for do not disturb, pick up silence, swipe to split. And then you also have your tips and what's new for Android, your display. You can tweak everything on here, attentive display, show edge lighting, and things like that. And then as far as play, you get all your gaming controls on here as well. Your Dolby Atmos if you want to adjust that for your games, your media controls, and video call effects, which I really don't play games, but they are here if you want them. So a lot of nice features for Motorola, your typical Motorola goodies on here as well. Let's go ahead and do a headphone test and test out these Bluetooth earbuds. Alright, so testing out the Motorola earbuds. I've already gone and set them up. Everything seems to be working pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and see if we could play some music on here. And Snapdragon sound, Bluetooth devices supported. So very nice. Let's go ahead and see how these bad boys sound. Alright, so earbuds sound really good, very bassy and very nice. You just got to adjust the settings in the app. Now as far as shaking your head, I probably might need a little bit of a bigger ear tip, since they are just a little bit loose, but they are nice and comfortable when they are in the ear. They're nice, soft, and no edges on here, so they feel really good when they're in your ear, and they actually sound pretty good. You do have your tap to play and tap to stop as well, and you can double tap to go to the next track. Now as far as any volume or anything, no volume control when you long press. When you long press, you get your Google Assistant as well, and then you go ahead and go back. So you do have some sort of functionality on here when it comes down to the earbuds. So very nice to see, and they come in the box, so that's pretty cool. And in my book, this is really nice. For $600 you get a lot of accessories for this device, and you get the charger, the cable, and everything. So very nice. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and I will see you next time. Peace.